Your 9 to 5 has been quietly building you skills that people will pay $1,000 or more for, and you had no idea. Hey, I'm Bianca, and I have spent years coaching hundreds of students inside an online program. And you know what the number one thing was that held most of our students back? They thought that they had nothing to offer, that they were starting from scratch. Like they would come in and say, Bianca, I don't have any skills. I don't know anything about marketing or the online world or making content or any of that stuff. And I would just sit there and be like, okay, but what kind of work experience do you have? Because here's the thing, the skills that you need to make money online as a freelancer, most of you have already been building them as your job every single day for years. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to figure out which skills you already have and how to turn them into a service that people will pay for. And then also how to land your very first paying clients, even without a portfolio, zero following, and zero experience working online. So stick around because this one is going to hit different. Okay, before we get into it, I need to call something out because if you have been waiting to make money online for a while now, then there's a good chance that you've told yourself one of these things. I don't have any skills that people would pay me for online. I need to learn more first before I can charge anyone, or I will start properly once I will have more time. And here's what's happening. You are scrolling for Instagram and you see people making money as social media managers, copywriters, SEO specialists, video editors, drop shipping, selling AI prompts, whatever it is. And your brain immediately goes, yeah, but they are different. They have studied that. They have experience in that specific thing. I just have a boring office job, or maybe you are a social worker. And so you go and you buy another course, you watch another YouTube video, and you keep telling yourself that you are getting ready, that you are building up the knowledge. We've talked about this in the previous video as well. And that soon you will be ready to start. But then months go by and nothing really changes. And you know, I'm not trying to roast you, but I need you to hear this because these are exactly the things that are keeping you stuck. When I was coaching inside that program, one of the first things that we would do with new students was go through their work experience together. And every single time we would find skills hiding in plain sight. So we actually had a student who was working in HR and she thought that she had nothing to offer online. But when she looked at her job, when we looked at her job together, she realized that she had been writing internal communications, managing company newsletters, handling employee onboarding. And she actually became a copywriter. She had her first client within a month. And then I had another student who was a project manager at a construction company. And he thought like that is the most offline job in the world. But he actually became a virtual assistant and an operation manager for online businesses. Clients really loved him because he actually knew how to get things done, meet deadlines, which apparently is a very rare thing. And I see this over and over again. Like the thing is, your 9 to 5 didn't just give you a paycheck. It gave you real world paid experiences, doing things that other people generally struggle with, and things that online business owners also need help with every single day. The thing is that you have never thought to look at it in this way, from this perspective. So it's not that you have nothing to offer, it's that you have been looking for the skills in the wrong place. You've been thinking about what you don't know instead of looking at everything that you already do know and what you are naturally good at. And that shift right there, that is the thing that changes everything. Okay, so let's get into it. Here's how you exactly go from I think that I might have something to offer to actually getting paid for it. So the first skill is find your transferable skill. So I want you to think about your job, your past jobs, even your hobbies as well, and ask yourself this question. What do I do regularly that other people find hard or would rather just pay someone else to do it for them? And I'm going to give you some examples because I know that some of you are sitting there and be like, but Bianca, that doesn't apply to me. So If you are a creative person, then you could think about graphic design, video editing, content creation, making UGC content for brands. If you are someone who loves writing, then you could think about copywriting email letters, blog posts, LinkedIn content, sales pages. If you are more analytical, then you could think about SEO or running ads, like data related work or market research even. If you are someone who is like super organized, then you can think about project management, becoming a virtual assistant, running operations. And if you are a people person, then you can think about community management, customer success, and sales support. And if one of those just made you go like, ooh, that's interesting, even just a little bit, then that is your answer right there. You start there. And if you genuinely feel like none of those are you, or you want to learn something completely new, that is also totally fine, because right now with AI, YouTube, you can learn any skills that you are interested in, even if you have zero experience. So I want you to pick something that excites you the most and learn from it. Which brings me to step number 2. Like I just said, you don't need a $3,000 course to get started, to start learning something. The internet already has everything. And here is how I do it specifically also when I want to learn something new. First, I use AI, ChatGPT, or of course now Claude is my favorite. And you can just ask them to explain concepts. So basically, first you are going to tell them what kind of skill that you want to learn. And I think it's also good to say to what kind of businesses you want to offer that service, because then you can make it even more specific, like learning a skill that your specific ideal client needs. And then you can ask AI to explain you concepts. You can ask it to give you like a learning plan, like what are the foundational things that I have to learn, and then you keep going deeper into that. You can ask it to give you practice projects. You can ask it to review your work, and it can also tell you where you are going wrong. It's giving you feedback. And it's basically like having a personal tutor available at any time of day, even if it's 2 a.m. and you cannot sleep. All right, the second thing is YouTube. So a lot of things that I know right now, I learned through YouTube. There are so many tutorials out there, and honestly, really, really good ones as well. So even like if you want to learn something more broad or something very specific, I assure you, you will be able to find a video on it. And then I would also recommend to follow people who are already doing what it is that you want to do. So study their content, see how they talk about their services, notice what kind of problems their clients come to them for, and then you will learn so much just by paying attention to them. And the most important thing that I can tell you is you do not learn first and then you start. You learn while you are doing. And that leads me to step 3, which is getting your first beta client. So this is the part that a lot of people skip, and this is exactly why they never actually get started, because they are waiting to be fully ready to offer that service. But there are so many people out there who would hire you at a discounted rate while you are still building your experience. And I'm not talking about free work. I repeat, this is not free work. You are still charging money, but just a little bit less than your full rate. And then in return, they will give you an honest testimonial and feedback at the end. So why does this work really well? Because you get paid while you practice. You build a real portfolio with real results, and you get social proof that you can now use to attract clients at higher rates. And where do you find these beta clients? You can find them on Instagram, just DM them, LinkedIn outreach, Facebook groups in your own niche, your own network, freelance platforms like Upwork, Fiverr. There are so many places that you can find beta clients. And then once you have worked with 1 or 2 beta clients, it is time to raise your prices. So this is the point where you stop discounting. The goal is to only work with clients who are willing to pay you at least $1,000 a month or more for ongoing services. And that is where freelancing stops being like a little side hustle, a little thing, and starts becoming an actual income that could replace your job. So you want to package your service clearly, know exactly what it is that you offer, what is included, and especially what results the client can expect. And then you're only going to agree to working with people who meet you at that threshold. Yeah, Bianca, this sounds great, but I am just literally starting out. Who is going to pay me? I am not an expert. I don't have a portfolio, and I am going to look like a fraud. And I hear you, I really do. And it's so normal to feel that way. Like it's imposter syndrome. But I do want to reframe something for you. Your beta clients are not hiring you because you are the best in the world at this skill. They are hiring you because you are willing to help. You are easy to work with. You are priced accessibly for them. And you actually show up and you do the work, which, by the way, already puts you ahead of a lot of people. So you are not trying to be the best, but you are just trying to be useful to the person who is one step behind you. And here's the thing that nobody really talks about. The confidence that you are waiting for, it does not come before you start. It comes after you start. So confidence is really built through doing, through sending that first pitch message, finishing that first project, working with those first 1 or 2 clients, and then getting that first piece of feedback that says, wow, this is exactly what I needed, and I would love to continue working with me. You cannot think your way into confidence. You have to work your way into it. And sure, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first. You are going to question yourself. You're going to wonder if you made the right decision. And that's not a sign that you are not cut out for this, but that is just what starting something new feels like. And the people who make it are not the ones who felt ready, but they are the ones who started anyways. Okay, so you don't need a product, you don't need a following, you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and you also don't even need to learn a skill from scratch. You need to look at what you already know, what you've already been doing, and package it in a service and find one person who is willing to pay for it, and that is it. That's the whole thing. That's where you start, at least, right? So your 9-to-5 has been training you this whole time. You just didn't know it. So here's your action step today. I want you to grab a piece of paper or open your notes app right now and write down 3 skills from your current or past job that someone else might struggle with or would rather outsource within their business. That is your starting point. And if you want me to walk you through every step from there, and I mean every step from like picking your skill to figuring out who your ideal client is, writing your offer, sending your first outreach message to really start getting that first beta client and get your foot in the door, I have built a step-by-step interactive checklist that does exactly that. And it is called the First Beta Clients Checklist. It lives inside Remote Income School. And it basically walks you through 9 steps and tell you exactly like what to do at each one, real examples, common mistakes to avoid, and even copy and paste templates for your outreach messages. So everything you need to go from 0 to your first paying client. Let me give you a quick sneak peek of it. So this is basically the checklist. If you click on each step, it's really goes into depth, like what to do, examples, mistakes to avoid, like I said. So yeah, it goes through all of these steps to really land your first client, your first paying client. And then of course, like share your win in the community as well. The link to join my school community is in the description of this video. And if this video helped you, give it a like. It will generally help more people to find it. Subscribe to my channel and I will see you in the next one.